2.
Nickelodeon, where a kid can be a kid. Wait, that's Chuck E. Cheese. But it seriously was one of the quirkiest channels a kid could watch. It was just so random. Wait, that was Disney Channel. And one of the key elements of Nickelodeon, the slime. It was a Nickelodeon staple back in the day. Mainly seeing it on Nickelodeon game shows like Double Dare, Nick Guts, and Figure It Out. And then when the Kids' Choice Awards would come around, you got to see your favorite celebrities get slime. And that slime itself looking so ooey gooey. But it wasn't always this perfect looking neon sludge. The company had to do several decades of trial and error to eventually land on the recipe we see all the time. Though I always wondered what it would be like to get slime. But what if I missed out on the best slime recipe? Well, that's why I'm going to slime myself with all the different types of slime Nickelodeon has used through the years. From the grossest to the tastiest, to ultimately get to the bottom of what era of slime was the best. So there have apparently been about 8 to 10 different varieties of slime recipes Nickelodeon has used, at least from what I've been able to dig up, though no one really knows the exact amount of iterations, because Nickelodeon slime for a while was mixed based on whatever the need was on the show. Like if you needed a chunky slime or a more liquid-based slime. But I made all the slime recipes I could find, and I will quite simply be sliming myself to see if the sliming slowly improved over the years. We'll do this in the general order these recipes changed, but like I said, it varied a lot. But what has been documented were the first slimings, which was featured on the show You Can't Do That on Television. According to many, on Reddit, the original slime was kind of just a bin of food scraps from the crew, probably blended up a bit, molded a bit. I'm sure some other stuff was added to give it a more slime look, but I don't know, I think they were just a little too focused on the disgusting factor of it all.
And here I present to you the moldy food slime.
It's not actually molded, but I did leave it out to let it stank. And in here we have blended and mixed banana peel, apple peel, pineapple chunks, salami, hot dog, mustard, and lime Jell-O.
I think I nailed the look on this. It smells absolutely rank, though the mustard is a little overpowering, so it kind of smells like a blended up sandwich or something. So I guess since it's done, we will head into our first sliming. And welcome to the slime zone, otherwise known as my bathroom covered in plastic wrap, so I eventually get back my security deposit.
I was really trying to figure out the best, simplest way to do this, and I think I'm just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, just a nice self-bucket dumping. Unfortunately though,
No.
you aren't going to believe this.
I wasn't recording. Yep, just slime myself for I guess. Well, anyway, sorry you missed that sliming. It was pretty gross. I missed, to be honest, I totally missed. Like, I mean, I guess I got my hair a little bit. The reason I wasn't recording is I'm not wearing my glasses. I thought I was. It totally reeks. The consistency is like pretty good, to be honest, actually. But I can see why they abandoned this for future iterations. To be honest, like still kind of thinking about the consistency of this. Like it's pretty spot on for slime. I would say let's give it like a 3 out of 10. Okay, let me like wash up a little bit and we'll do the next one. I'll try to record it this time, jeez. Yes.
So taking a step away from the gross shit, I guess one of the logical next steps was to pick a food that gives off slime vibes. So here we are with Jell-O. I do remember seeing this one a decent amount, and it definitely didn't give off the same amount of sliming intensity that later renditions give off.
You know, I initially didn't have high hopes for this one, but after playing around with it a little bit, I think it'll actually be pretty good. Also abandoned putting on my wireless mic at this point, and we're so early on in the slimings too. Let's hit up the slime zone. Okay, recording this time. And here we, oh gosh, go. Yeah. Yeah. All right, gonna be honest, that one was definitely more fun than the last one, and I'm sure it washes off a lot easier, but like right now it is a sticky mess. But definitely a step in the right direction from moldy food. And I'm sure if I were a kid, I would love this. But because it's still not like that oozing consistency, I'm gonna give it a solid 5 out of 10. All right, cleaning up and on to the next one.
Now we are entering some of the more modern bases for what we see as the familiar slime, with this one being made of oatmeal.
And here is our oatmeal slime. I'm actually kind of excited for this one. I feel like this is probably what they used for a while, but I feel like this is the start of that neon looking color that we're used to. The slime zone.
In 5, 4, 3,
3,
2.
2.
That one was sick! Okay, I was not expecting that at all. I underestimated how slimy oatmeal actually is. The feeling is great. I forgot that it was a little bit warm, so it was nice and warm coming down. But I don't know, I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10. And you don't even wanna know what I am stepping in right now.
All right, change my shirt for the next round of slime, and next up, I am not looking forward to this one. Like, even more so than the moldy food one.
Apparently for a hot sec, they used cottage cheese. I'm not entirely sure what show used this, and like I said, they stopped using this pretty quickly because of the smell it would leave on set, which is pretty understandable.
Now, I am a cottage cheese fan, but this just seems cruel. All right, let's get this over with.
No. Whoever thought of this should be fired. 1 out of 10.
So this next one is another concoction, but was the common recipe used for a lot of the old game shows early on, which consisted of cream of wheat, oatmeal, water, and baby shampoo. So kind of similar to before, but adding some more texture, I guess. And the baby shampoo was added for better consistency and to help it flow through the mechanisms they would use to slime people.
The cream of wheat baby shampoo slime. I actually do have high hopes for this one.
3, 2, 1. Okay, I get it. I get why they did that. So it smells a lot better than the other slimes, as I'm sure you could imagine, which is probably helping parents on the ride home with the smell of the cottage cheese. I definitely left the cream of wheat out for too long, but the slime factor, it's pretty gnarly. Oh, rating. Let's tie with the oatmeal. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
This next one was also pretty popular, as a former Nickelodeon cast member came out and said this is what it tasted like, which if you watched a lot of Figure It Out, then you may know what I'm talking about. And on that show, they used a thinned out vanilla pudding. Now, just to get me a step closer to that green color, I did use pistachio pudding.
I feel so defeated right now. Yeah, how many more slimes do we have? 4. Here is the pudding slime. I'm pretty confident in this one. I mean, I watched a lot of Figure It Out, and this consistency is perfect. Let's get slime.
Hi, Editing Colton here to tell you that I should never film a video without wearing my glasses ever again. Because I also did not film this sliming. I blame Apple actually, because when you go to record a video, there's a big red circle, but then when it's recording, it's just a big red square. And when I have my glasses off, it's just a big blob no matter what. Anyway, it's actually super disappointing because it was arguably the best sliming, but apologies. And from here on out, glasses always on. And don't worry, we still have some slimings left. So this next one is kind of anticlimactic, but was also used when they were in a pinch, and was used in the Nickelodeon Gak Geyser at Nickelodeon Studios, and that is water. Yep, just water, dyed green. Though typically, I guess if this was needed for a show, they would add some milk powder to it to give it a better neon green color.
So I know that this is gonna give us like a good splatter, but like the consistency of it, I mean, like I said, it's just water.
This is Danny Graham, live at Nickelodeon Studios, where the pressure of the Earth's green slime is threatening to explode the planet.
That got everywhere. It's not a slime. I'll just pass on that one.
So this is one of the last slimes, and probably the one you're the most familiar with, because it sounds like this one was the most common recipe they used, and was taken from the mouth of the former host of Double Dare, and consists of oatmeal, applesauce, and vanilla pudding. But because sliming has become such a big part of Nickelodeon, around 2010 they started to outsource their slime making. So really currently we don't know what that recipe is, though it is outsourced to Blair Adhesives, which which makes a lot of special effects goos for Hollywood. But I did find an interview with the owner of Blair, which said the bases for a lot of their goos are cornstarch and corn syrup. And going off of that, I was actually able to find a more modern recipe from Nickelodeon themselves in 2015, which has cornstarch, vanilla pudding, and applesauce. Though to be honest, I really couldn't get mine to be that consistency at all. But I think this calls for double slime time. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, that was all pretty awesome. Now, I just need to get slimed by the professionals.
This was a fun little experiment, and I actually learned a lot of Nickelodeon slime history that I did not know before, like oatmeal making for some really good slime. And I will say that there definitely were some drastic improvements to slime throughout the years, though maybe cottage cheese should have been left in the pitch meeting. I will admit I don't really watch Nickelodeon these days, but I'm sure the sliming has drastically decreased since I was a kid, which is unfortunate because it means less chances of being slimed by the slime guys themselves. Though I am still glad they haven't abandoned the tradition entirely, though I think it's time Nickelodeon releases the official slime recipe. But I'm sure they had that locked away somewhere. Hey, maybe it's in that time capsule they buried back in '92. Thanks for watching.
You want to know what the aftermath looks like? Brace yourself because it's pretty gross. And yummy.